Our enterprise is a part of a large production association in Irkutsk, which is engaged in production of medicines. We use various pharmaceutical equipment that meets the requirements and standards of GMP to produce our products. A unit for dehydration of aqueous solutions and extracts in a fluidized bed apparatus, rotary tablet machines, an automatic line for packaging tablets into plastic film and foil, and other high-tech machines and apparatuses. Early last year, we received a large order for a biopreparation in penicillin vials. Penicillin bottles are glass bottles in which powders, granules and liquids are dispensed. Implementing the order at our facility was impossible without the purchase of new equipment. We have equipment in our bottling and capping area for bottling into plastic bottles. We decided to buy equipment for filling and capping penicillin bottles as well. Bottle capping is a process in which vials are automatically fed and corked. The management of the plant decided to purchase modern equipment for filling and capping penicillin vials. It was to provide automatic feeding and filling of the biopreparation into penicillin bottles. I have been working at our company for 10 years as a chief engineer and am used to doing my job properly and working only with specialists. I took the choice of a filling machine seriously. I didn't look for equipment on the internet because very often a pretty picture hides unprofessionalism. I visited the International Exhibition of Equipment, Raw Materials and Technologies for Pharmaceutical Production, which was held in Moscow. There were many bottling machines on display, companies from all over the world. I chose the 3 most suitable for my requirements and took contacts from the representatives. It was necessary to agree the selected automatic equipment with the management and then sign a contract for the supply. Having returned back to the company, I started contacting the representatives of the equipment manufacturers by phone. A company from Germany agreed to supply bottling and capping equipment, but asked me to come and sign the contract in person. I had to refuse, since I needed the machine in the shortest possible time. A machine had to be found, and I realized that I would not be able to do it on my own. This made me a little less confident. However, the manager of the company in Krasnodar helped me out here. He suggested a specialist in pharmaceutical equipment supply, who could find another option of equipment. Following his advice, I turned to a specialist mediator from Moscow. At that time I had no idea that I was doing the right thing. The manager of the company listened to me, asked some clarifying questions about the material of bottles, the required productivity, the error tolerance of the equipment. I was pleased with his professional and business-like approach. After preliminary consultations, he suggested a machine for filling and capping of glass vials. A specialist of this company sent me a video with the suggested machine variants, which visually demonstrated the equipment itself and its capabilities. Pre-prepared glass vials were placed in a metal tray. Then they were fixed in the apertures of the round table and came in for dosing and capping. The operation of the equipment was controlled mechanically by means of valves and buttons. After filling, the glass vials were capped with gray rubber caps. The finished vials were collected in a metal tray. 40 days after the contract was signed, we received the working equipment for filling and capping the vials. The machine worked perfectly. There were no malfunctions. Initially I was skeptical about choosing a manager, relying on my own experience, but I realized that one should always learn and not be afraid to trust a professional.